Welcome to this month's marketing tutorial for the Computer Consulting Kit Club. In this month's marketing tutorial, you're going to learn how to market through organizations the right way. And in particular, we're going to talk about 13 ways for you to get much better, higher quality leads when you are marketing through organizations. So without any further ado, let's talk about 13 ways to get better leads when marketing through organizations. What you're going to learn in this marketing tutorial is how you can get maximum benefit out of getting involved and being involved and staying involved in a business-related or networking-related organization. The big thing to keep in mind with all of this and why this can be extra powerful for your company is that many of your colleagues, many of your competitors are going about this all wrong. And they give up way too soon. By the time you're done going through this marketing tutorial on 13 ways to get better leads when marketing through organizations, you're going to learn how to do it the right way. And you're going to learn when is the right time to pull the plug on a specific organization and when is the wrong time to pull the plug on a specific organization so you don't give up way too soon. Now, why is marketing through organizations so powerful and why are we talking about this in the first place? Well, the big thing to keep in mind is that marketing through organizations can be a tremendously powerful way to grow your company. You're going to be able to meet the key movers and shakers and small business owners, small business decision makers right in your own local community that have both the need and the authority to hire your company for their steady outsourced virtual IT services. One of the best ways to go about this is through relationship marketing with organizations where you get involved with local organizations. However, a lot of people make this mistake right at the outset, so let me put this out there to clear it up. Just paying your dues, just sending in your membership check, and just showing up once in a while isn't going to cut it. You need to get involved. Now, obviously, there's a fine line between getting involved and this getting involved in organizations consuming a huge chunk of your schedule. It does not have to consume a huge chunk of your schedule. It doesn't even have to consume a big chunk of your schedule. By the time you get done going through this marketing tutorial, you'll know how you can take a few hours a month and make it really count for your business. You're involved in things that can make an enormous difference with getting you leads that have the best possible potential of becoming your next steady, high-paying clients. In terms of marketing through organizations, one of the huge benefits is it solves this frustration that a lot of owners of computer resellers and solution providers and computer consulting businesses faced, and that's getting past the gatekeeper. If you've ever tried to get into a small company and you find that the owner's assistant or secretary or operations manager, whatever it is, for whatever reason, it's their job to screen out your calls. It's their job to screen out your letters. And one of the biggest battles that you faced is getting past the gatekeeper, getting to the right decision maker. Well, marketing through organizations helps you cut through that clutter, and no longer are you going to be perceived as an unwelcome pest. You're going to be an invited guest. So it completely turns the tables around. You're not begging them to get a foot in the door. They're asking you to come in because they want to hear what you can do for their company to help them solve their IT problems. So it's a huge different mindset. It makes it so much easier for you to be able to present your company professionally in the right posture for getting things off on the right foot. In addition, one of the big benefits a lot of people overlook when marketing through organizations is that you can make a really big dent in the growth of your business. You can make a lot of really powerful progress in increasing your business and growing your computer consulting company, even with a tiny promotional budget. I mean, where else can you take $1,000 a year to $2,500 a year and really stretch it and make a huge impact? With a lot of other promotional vehicles like advertising in a phone directory or display ads or direct mail, you can't even scratch the surface for that. $1,000 to $2,500 really won't take you very far in even getting past the starting point. But $1,000 to $2,500 a year can make an enormous dent in getting involved strategically and select business-related and networking-related organizations in your community. Another big reason why marketing through organizations is so powerful is that by the time you get done going through this video tutorial in the Computer Consulting Kit Club, you're going to have most of what you need to know to be successful in marketing through organizations, so you don't have to invest in a time-consuming learning curve. That's one of the biggest problems with taking a promotional approach to your business that's heavily dependent on direct mail or display ads or phone directory advertising. In order to do that successfully, you'd really have to learn how to be a copywriter. And I'm not talking about the copywriter that draws the little circles with the C's on it at the bottom of the pages down near legal notices. I'm talking about copywriting with a W that you see there as the first sub-bullet point on the screen. COPYWRITING. Copywriting, copywriting. And the big premise with copywriting is it's basically taking salesmanship and putting it in print. It's being able to effectively write persuasively on paper. And in order to be able to make direct mail successful and display ads successful and other type of print advertising successful that a lot of people think is the silver bullet of promotional activities, in order to do that the right way, you have to become a copywriter, or you have to be willing to pay the big bucks to hire an experienced copywriter. And they don't come cheap. We're not talking about people that typically work for $50 or $100 or $200 an hour. It can cost as much as $5,000 or $10,000 to have a good sales letter written for your company. A fraction of that, obviously, for a smaller display ad. But the big benefit in getting involved in marketing through organizations is you don't personally have to learn how to be a copywriter, and you don't have to hire an expensive copywriter, because a lot of it is much more basic. You don't have to learn how to do A/B split testing with your headlines. You don't have to bend over backwards to spend a ton of time on developing a soft offer. You don't have to get involved in call to action split testing. All of these advanced techniques that you really need to do well when you start looking at throwing $5,000 or $10,000 or more into direct mail, or $5,000 or $10,000 or more into display ads. You can test on a much more granular level, much smaller scale, and marketing through organizations without putting that much capital at risk. And you can still at the same time make your marketing through organizations extremely accountable if you know what you're doing, and it can be very trackable if you know what we're doing. We're going to talk about some of those techniques throughout this video tutorial. Another big reason why marketing through organizations can be so much more powerful is with many other activities where you're that unwelcome pest, or you're marketing to strangers that have never heard of your company before. I'm sure you've seen the studies about the need for a suspect or a prospective customer to see your company name 6 to 8 times before they start paying attention to you. With marketing through organizations, they don't need to see you 6 to 8 times before they start paying attention to you. More than likely, you're going to make eye contact, have a firm handshake, and you're in. They're paying attention to you. So it's a much quicker sales cycle, a much faster sales cycle. And it also ultimately leads to a much less price-sensitive buyer, because you're no longer perceived as a commodity. They're starting already to build a relationship with you. It's easy for them to differentiate you from the pack because they've shaken your hand, they're making the eye contact, and you've had a sincere conversation with them, getting to know a little more about what their business does and how they use IT. As a result, with less price-sensitive buyers, you're no longer, again, perceived as a commodity. You can command higher hourly billing rates. There's a lot less of a need to discount to get the foot in the door, because, again, you're not an unwelcome pest that's badgering them to death until they get tired of rejecting your cold calls. Do you want more of the best, steady, high-paying computer business clients? Then sign up for free, proven computer business tips now at computerbusinesstips.com. Again, that's computerbusinesstips.com.